신어는 혼합되시. What is your journey? And where will you go? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday, S-U-N-S-O-N Day. Depending on if you're religious or if you're spiritual, to me it's S-U-N Day. It's Day of the Sun. It's the first day of the week. Happy Sunday. Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine and Rattle and Drum. And welcome to another edition of Rattle and Drum. I do Rattle and Drum every 2 weeks. And Rattle and Drum, if you're not familiar with Walking Crow or Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine or what Rattle and Drum is a trunk show where I showcase the drums that I make, the rattles that I make, the blankets that I sell. They're spirit blankets, and they're the only blankets that I use. The gourd rattles that I create, that I work with through my hands and put my energies into the gourds as I clean them and sand them and be with them. And then I start to paint them and rebirth them into an instrument of bringing you from gu to ru, darkness to light, center. Breaking up the static energy with a gourd. Aho, the monkey mind. Aho shinwana honata. Aho shinwana hey. So I'm excited. Next week is the full moon, the full sturgeon moon. And what that means to us is, for the native peoples of the Americas, it was a time when they would start to fish for the sturgeon. It was a time when the climate started to cool down and move into fall to prepare for the harvest moon of September. Hey, fall is the time of the harvest. Fall is the time of the letting go. The letting go, and we're moving into preparation for a time of letting go. Next Sunday, I believe it's Sunday, the full moon starts, and it's in its full illumination on Monday. And if you're in Sedona, I will be at the Skyrock Inn of Sedona in West Sedona, and I believe we'll be doing that at 8 o'clock in the evening. I'll be doing a full moon ceremony. So, if you're around, put on your mask, come by. If you don't like what I just said, put on your mask anyways and come by. If you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine, but honor the people around you that will and do, and everything's cool, all right? I do. Anyways, in fact, I had a friend of mine in Carlsbad, California, make me a mask with crows on it. So I was wearing it this weekend because I lost the other mask I had. Anyway, so I want to welcome everybody. I smudged everybody, and I smudged the airwaves as I do with sage, and I smudge everything in the room. Not that there's any bad energy in here. In fact, there's no such thing as bad energy, just different energy. So I smudge for the sake of ceremonial purposes, for my purposes. And then I smoke the pipe and I light the pipe. I set intention and I blow the intention through the camera so you can receive that intention and be with me in this present place, right here, right now. Present. Not in tomorrow, not at lunch, not at dinner, not at something else you would rather do, but right here, right now, present in your root, present in your shoot, present in your feet, being rooted and fruited. Hey, so, like I said, welcome to Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine, to the Rattle and Drum. My name is Walking Crow, but you already know that. Anyway, so let's get started. So I want to tell you something. Last week, I rebirthed a drum that was gifted to me, I want to say about 5 years ago. Has it even been that long that I've been drumming shamanically and doing my work with the drum? And this gentleman said this drum came from New Mexico, and it was beautifully painted, but the paint was coming off. And then I had to fix it, repair it a couple of times because it was an old drum. And the last time I repaired it, the hide didn't want to seat well. So I decided to take that hide and place it on, and see if I can show it to you. This big drum down here, this big drum down there, And this thing is magnificent. So you can hear that. But what I did was I acquired some buffalo medicine for this drum so I can redo this drum, this big drum over here. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. So I rebirthed this drum this last week. And this drum is amazing. Buffalo high. She sounds beautiful. She sings beautifully. That grandmother, in fact, those drums are referred to the grandmothers. All drums are referred to the grandmothers, as a matter of fact. And you see my staff back there behind that drum. As a drum maker, as a shamanic drummer, I carry this staff. I created that staff from manzanilla wood, which came from a wildfire in Santa Barbara County, up above Santa Barbara, off of the Shumash Highway. I sanded it. It was purified by the fire. I inlaid turquoise on it, and it stands there as a symbol that I am a drum maker. I am a drum carrier. Sometimes the grandmas have trouble walking, and I am here to help them. Aho, aho. The energy of the drum for me is about taking something, some elements that are seemingly dead, the animal, the tree, and bringing them together in vibration through my ceremony and through my intention and through my vibration. And I rebirth the elements into vibration, into sound, into heartbeat. And you see them behind me on the wall, on the table, and you know, my name is Walking Crow, and you see the goats back there, the goat and the ram. Goat, the Capricorn energy is about grounding. It's about earth medicine. Even though I am Walking Crow, and I want to make this very clear, I live on the ground. I am well grounded. There's nobody who meets me and says, that guy's not grounded. I'm well grounded, but I live in the spirit world. I fly in the spirit world. You have to understand that I live and fly in the heavens, and I live on the earth, and I walk the earth. Hey, so grandmother drums, and I have another one that I retied my drum about a week and a half ago, and that one is really amazing. I had a group here from Iowa making drums last Saturday. There was 3 of them, and we made some incredible buffalo hide drums. I think one lady made an 18-inch, and the other 2 gentlemen made 15-inch. And then on Monday, we went up to the High Rocks in the village of Oak Creek here in Sedona, and all 17 of us did ceremony. We did journey with my big drum. I carried it all the way up there on the hiking path. So, and that was beautiful. I want to thank them for coming. They were a beautiful group. We spent the day at Angel Valley last Sunday, and then doing other medicines, making the drums on Saturday and Friday, and welcoming them on Thursday, taking them to the creek and that sort of thing. And they said goodbye on Tuesday. So, but they were a part of this medicine. They were a part of the medicine that I carry. They are now a part of my medicine. All right. There's an ebb and flow, and even exchange of the medicines, of the energies that we shared with each other and about each other and for each other. I hope. So I'm going to get started, because you didn't come here to hear about that. You came here to hear about the stuff, the drums that I make, the rattles that I make, the mallets that I make. And by the way, Christy's here. So Christy Hayden from Kentucky owns a 18-inch buffalo hide drum. She owns a 14, I believe, inch or 15-inch horse hide drum that I birthed. She also owns a gourd rattle and a turtle rattle that she purchased from me that I birthed. But she also asked me to do something for her. She asked me if I could get her a goat medicine for her altar and inlay turquoise. Well, I said I can do one better, because I know a place in Nogales, Mexico that has a ram skull, and I went down there and I rescued actually a few skulls that had been sitting there in these places piled up with a bunch of other skulls, and it's sad to see all that. But I went there and I picked up a ram skull for her, and I inlaid the turquoise, and this is the work that I did for her. And if you look at the eyes. This thing has eyes. Look at that. Black tourmaline is what I inlaid for the eyes of this piece for her altar. I hope she enjoys it, and I hope it sits on her altar for a long time. Christy has great medicine. She helps a lot of women, and those that don't want help from her, go someplace else, right? It's like me. If you want to come to me for my help, and you want to come to me to learn how to be mentored and transition into the healer, the medicine person, the shaman, the whatever you want to call it, that the community will call you. You don't name yourself medicine person. You don't name yourself shaman. You don't name yourself any of those things. The community will speak to you in that way if it is so, if it is true. Aho, if you carry the medicine and they feel you as that medicine person. So I want you to know that. And that is a very special piece, and I was very happy. It took me weeks to do it. I mean, the last time we did this, I think it's been about a month since when we started this process. And yeah, so here we are. So anyways, enough of that. Let's get to the drums. The first drum I want to share with you is a 15-inch elk hide drum. Aho, shinawana, honata. Aho, shinawana. Hey, how many of you know what elk medicine means? Listen to that. Aho, shinawana. Oh, look at the color on that hide. Look how beautiful she is. Look how, not how beautiful she was. And as a matter of fact, this particular drum has rose petals underneath the hide. And if you don't know anything about rose energy, roses carry the highest vibration on earth, and red roses carry the absolute highest. And the guides ask me every now and again to do something. Take the roses out of the sacred water and place them within the drum. Aho. So this drum was birthed on 5/28, and look at the way that it's tied back there. That handle, it's not too big that a woman can carry this drum too, and she can be comfortable with that handle, the 4 directions handle. So if you want to purchase this drum is $450. If you need that shipped to you, that shipping will be included. Shipping and handling will be included in the price of the drum from now on. Not the mallets and not the gourds, but the drums. Definitely, the shipping is going to be included because it's a lot of money that you're spending for a drum for your medicine, right? The exchange may be a little bit much for some, but well worth it because this is pure medicine. If you're here, you can look out this window over here, and I have a pool, and I have a grandmother elk tree that where I do my work, and we create the sacred water from all the plants on this property, whether it would be sage, whether it would be spearmint, whether it is oak, whatever it is on the rose and the roses on the property, all those elements go into the sacred water for the birthing of this drum. So it just isn't we're making drums. If you want to, there are places here in town in Sedona, you can go get a drum and it's just a drum. There's no ceremony in it. They come from someplace else. They don't even come from Sedona. The drums that I birth come from Sedona. Everything, all the elements are from Sedona. The animals aren't because they live where they live. But the gourds are grown here in Camp Verde or Cornville, and the rocks and the stones that are on the rattles come from Arizona. So that's 15-inch elk. Hey, we'll put that back up there. Oops. The next drum, it's not listed on my page, but the drum above between the horns of the goat, of the Capricorn. I don't like to call them goats, I call them Capricorns. That particular drum is a 15-inch horsehide drum, which belongs to a friend of mine in Riverside County, California. And Denise Millich, as a matter of fact, she's an amazing artist. Her medicine is horse, and I birthed that drum for her, and it's almost a blackish color, and she's coming in September to pick that drum up. So that drum is not available, but I can make you one for $450. I hope. So, the second drum I'm going to show you, this is a 15-inch buffalo hide drum. This drum was birthed on, I hope, somebody's going to want this because this was birthed on 3/20/2020, which was the new moon, I hope, in March, springtime. And it was a spring equinox. So, you know, there's a lot of medicine in there. And look how beautiful this is. Look how gorgeous that hide is. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just beautiful. And it's tied with the 4 directional tie. The hand, like I said, the handle's not too big. If you're a smaller woman or something, and you're not sure about your hand, and if you get tired holding it, it's got a good grip, but it's got even better sound. Did you hear that? It just wanted to keep on going. It wants to keep on being played. It wants to sing. It wants to really sing. So this drum is $450, birthed on the 22nd of March. Everything that I make, all the drums that I make have a rebirthing or a birthing date. Some of them have 2. So, and what that means is something happened to that drum along the way, and it needs to be rebirthed, rehided, re-something. And I mark those on the drums as well, because you should know the history of, just like you get a Carfax, when you're buying a car, you get the history of the drum for me. You get the history of the medicine. You get the history of what it is that was going on in the universe, in the skies, at the time when I was making these particular drums, and you hear me talk about it. I hope. $450. It doesn't include the mallet. The mallet, you can get a plain mallet like this for $35, or you can get one. This one has just a little bit of turquoise. This is my personal mallet. You can get a mallet inlaid with turquoise for $75. I hope. And let me show you one that I carry that is my personal. They don't all look like this, but you should know that this is inlaid on juniper root. All the sticks come from Sedona, the Sedona area, the Arizona area. That's not like something I'm buying off the internet and I'm selling you a stick. No, this energy comes from the earth of Sedona, Aho. Isn't that gorgeous? This is my personal, so you can't get that one. You can't have it. You can't buy it. Anyways, let's go to let's see where we're at here on the list. That's drum number 2. I should know. All right, and drum number 3. Drum number 3 is a 14-inch elk. This drum has history. This drum, when I first started doing the Rattle and Drum show, this drum was sitting back there on the table. I finished the show. I was sitting here responding to some people who were buying some drums and blankets and rattles and things. And as I stood here, the wind was blowing really dry here in Arizona. And it was really hot. It was about 107. And as I stood here, I started to hear this sound of tearing. I turned around only to watch this drum tear. So this drum was rebirthed because I had to get a new hide and undo the old hide and rebirth this. So it's been worked on twice. Deep resonance. It's a 14-inch drum, and this drum was birthed on 12/18/19 originally. And then I rebirthed it again over the last month or so. I want to thank a couple of people, one in Los Angeles and one in Orange County. I had 2 12-inch drums that I was selling. One was elk, one was deer. The deer was a little out of round because that's how she wanted to be. I had to undo it and redo that 3 times, and she decided that's how she wanted to be. Wasn't anything I did in particular. But I had discounted those drums about $50, and I gave a free mallet because I'm no longer going to make 12-inch drums. The resonance is a little bit high, and most people want a lower sounding resonance like this or deeper. So I'm no longer making a 12-inch. I'm making 14, 15, 16, 18, 20-inch, and the powwow drums. I think there's a 22-inch, but I don't know anybody that wants to carry a drum that big, because that gets kind of heavy. Speaking of drum that big, I am going to tomorrow morning birth a 20-inch bear hide drum, which is going to be my personal drum. That I've been waiting 2 years for bear hide, and it's here. And I have the materials to make a 15-inch bear hide. So if you would like to bear is your medicine, and you would like to have a bear hide drum, reach out to me at Anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com or walkingcrow@sacreddrummedicine.com, or you can call me at area code, write this down, 818-442-1717. 818-442-1717. And on the link for this event, you can see how you can send the money. You can send it through Zelle. You can send it through PayPal. Only if you send it through friends and family. If it doesn't come through friends and family, I'm going to refuse it and send it back to you. I'm not in a hurry to sell drums. So I don't like to pay fees to PayPal or any of these entities, because I don't have to, and neither do you. Or you could send it through Venmo. Aho. But I think Zelle is the easiest, because that's a direct line. And send your address and your phone number and your email with the information once you send money. So this drum is $400. Aho. Beautiful resonance, and that can be yours. Aho. So this next drum is drum number 4. This drum is magic. This is my drum. This drum carries my crow wing in it. I use it for smudging. I use it for ceremonies. I always carry my crow wing and my mallet within the drum, and my rattle within the drum. This is, look how beautiful that is. This is an 18-inch horse hide drum. Aho. And you heard the way that she sings. We've had storms here the last week or so, man, the humidity here is just right, and that resonance is incredible. This drum is $550, and that includes shipping. It doesn't include a drum mallet. That's $35, or an inlaid mallet with turquoise is $75. Alrighty? So this is my personal drum. This drum was birthed on the full moon, 8/14/19, last August, on the full moon. So this carries some very special medicine. Not only does it carry the sturgeon moon medicine, but it carries walking crow medicine from all the ceremonies along the way that this has been with me and that I've done. So $550 will you can purchase this drum. And I have a friend of mine who says, why is it that you have so many personal drums? Well, I will birth a drum for myself, and then at some point in time, it'll say it's time for me to go someplace else. There's somebody else that needs this particular medicine, and that person will show themselves. They will come to me and call me and say, this is what I need. And I say, oh, I have that. Or I'll be out at an art fair selling drums, and they'll touch it, and they'll move on to the other drums, or they'll play it, move on to the other drums and look, and they'll come back right to that first drum that they touched. And that's how the medicine calls to you. Aho, aho. Speaking of which, so Rattle and Drum is going to take on a whole new look, by the way. So I am going to be partnering up with a friend of mine on Facebook and on Instagram, Abra Cassandra. She is a beautiful and an amazing artist here in Sedona. She's one of the first people that I contacted, and she's one of the first people that I got to spend some time with and hang out. Her and her husband David live here in the village of Oak Creek, and she's an amazing artist. And she has a small little art studio, not an art studio, gallery in the village of Oak Creek behind Fire Creek Coffee, and there's a sushi bar right there. So in the back parking lot, she has this beautiful little gallery, and I am partnering up with her, and Rattle and Drum is going to live there at that particular gallery, and you'll see the background will be different. It'll be more of a light blue, clouds and that sort of thing. So I'm excited because you can come to Sedona and you can make an appointment with me, and we will meet at our gallery, and you can come there and you can touch and play every single drum, every single rattle. You can look at the blankets and touch them and feel exactly which one is for you and what you need. You can play the rattle, you can do whatever it is that you want, but by appointment only, and only in the village of Oak Creek in Sedona. Walking Crow, Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Oh, that gets me all excited. Now I'm saying this because everybody's complaining about COVID. Oh my God, COVID, I'm gonna wear a mask. I don't gotta wear a mask. In fact, I think this is the next mask I'm gonna wear. Isn't that beautiful? That is a tail feather of a barn owl. She came with me when I came from Nogales. Actually, it's a he, because he was small. When I came from Nogales, he was on the road, and I stopped and I picked him up and brought him with me, did ceremony. I have the wings, I have the talons, I have that beautiful tail feather. And those things I don't sell. Those things are for medicine, strictly for my medicine only. So, manifesting. I am a manifester. I am a master manifester. I don't talk about what I'm gonna and what I'm thinking of or what I'm dreaming of, and eventually, and when I'm finished, when I'm retired, and I'm not rolling the snowball forward. I manifest seen and unseen. I came to Sedona, and a friend of mine, Master Seal from Los Angeles, and a lot of you need to meet Master Seal. He's from Tonga, he's Moray, and he's a beautiful, beautiful healer. He's a kahuna from the islands. He said to me, "You were talking about going to Sedona, and then you disappeared." He says, "How much money did you save to move to Sedona?" I said I was going to move to Sedona. I didn't say I was going to save money to go to Sedona. Did you hear what I just said, folks? Those of you who call yourself manifestors, and what comes out of your mouth is garbage. And I'm telling you this because I know I listen to well-meaning healers and medicine people and whatever labels they give themselves talk, and I'm like, really? Did they just say that? They're teaching others to speak in that way? If you are a manifester, you already have it whether you see it or not. And my friend Christy Hayden knows what I'm talking about, because there is her Capricorn skull inlaid with turquoise like she wanted it. She said, "I want this." And I said, "I know where there's one." That's manifesting. Saving money to do something eventually. There's no money involved with this gallery thing. I said, "How much will you charge me a month?" She said, "This is it." I said, "I can do that." Boom, done. Not that there isn't any money in exchange of energy, but there was no plotting and getting licenses and this and that and the other thing that you guys get bogged down with. You guys turn Chicken Little into chicken shit. Oh, it's Mercury in retrograde, and you start pointing the finger instead of going inward and getting quiet and understanding that it's a time for you to be still and to move forward. Manifestation. You get crazy with yourself. You stop, and there's no forward movement. Your roots are not growing. You're not grounded. You're not rooted and fruited. I am rooted and fruited, and I extend my branches into the heavens and the birds of the air nest in my branches and eat of my fruit. And what is my fruit? This is my fruit. You're here listening to me. The numbers are going up and down on the screen. You know, it's one time there's 7, one time there's 15, one time there's whatever, 10. And I'm ebbing and flowing, and you're eating of my fruit as I'm speaking. My knowledge, not your book knowledge, your knowing, your experience. Christy Hayden knows what I'm talking about because she talks about the lizard, the stinking thinking, running the wheel of that brain. Oh no, oh no, oh no. The hell with that stuff. We ain't got no time for that, right, Christy? We ain't got no time for that. We're busy manifesting, busy teaching people medicine, mentoring people, doing healings and giving people what it is that they need or want. And you can give yourself the same. You don't have to be stuck at that job doing 9 to 5, being under the thumb of the man. I gave that up. 3 years ago. On June 14th, the birthday of my mother. 1 and 4 is 5, and the number of 5 is significant for freedom. And I am free. I am sovereign. I work for nobody but Creator, Great Spirit, Great Mother, and the power and the guidance of the 4 directions in Walking Crow. So anyways, so that was a 15-inch drum. That drum is $550. Shipping is included, and that's a beautiful medicine if you do choose to get that. That was a little big long tangent that I just went on, isn't it? Anyways, so the next item are these beautiful spirit blankets. You see these? And if you don't mind my raven wing, let me move this back here. These are spirit blankets. They come in red, teal, yellow, smoke gray, royal blue, purple. The purple one is amazing. And they come in turquoise, and on the other side of the room there's a beige one. If you would like a spirit blanket, and you're gonna be here in Sedona when you come to me and you purchase a spirit blanket for ceremony, for the things that you're gonna do, and they're the only blankets I use, because you can see it here on my table. And if you find me in Sedona at an event, that's the only blanket that I use, and they're beautifully adorned with the Thunderbird. Aho, aho. And here we've been having the monsoons, and we've had lightning and thunder and pouring rain and humidity and all this stuff. And Thunderbird medicine is with me always. Aho. So these blankets are $40. You get ceremony if you get it from me personally. If you get it from me and I have to ship it to you, it's $40 plus shipping. We can do ceremony online. We can do video conference, and I will do ceremony just like I do with the drum. When you purchase a drum from me, there's ceremony involved. Aho, aho. So $40 for the spirit blankets. And let me show you these ones over here. They're just over in the corner. But, you know, they come in other colors, and I'm going to be getting orange and green and other colors like that. So you have a choice of variety. But, you know, yellow, smoke gray, blue, purple, turquoise, red, teal. And they're amazing. They're soft. They're not 100% cotton, because you don't want 100% cotton, because if you're going to use it to stay warm, cotton does not keep you warm. It keeps you cool, but it doesn't keep you warm. Anyways, so enough of that. Those are items number... That's item number 7. So the next item is the turtle rattle. This is turtle rattle for manifesting. This turtle rattle has rabbit fur, which is the male energy manifestation, abundance. How many of you are abundant but keep talking about what you want to have or what you're going to have? Stop talking about what you want to have, and stop talking about what you're going to have and what I'm thinking of having and dreaming of, and start having it in your heart. Start having it in your knowing. Start having it in your foundation, in your root. Start having it in your sacrum, in the creation, direction of the west, direction of the woman. Start having it in your esteem, in your fire, your fuego, your 3rd chakra. You're knowing by knowing, not by, trying to, I'm going to write an essay on what I'm going to have. No, just know that you know. So, and this is inlaid in Manzanilla wood, and it's also got the stone, the red rock from here in Sedona on the wrist strap. And this particular rattle is $165. Shipping is not included. Shipping is probably about anywhere, I would guess, from about $8 to $12 on these little rattles. I hope so. And they also come with the contents of the rattle that's inside the blue corn, the yellow corn, the red corn, and the black corn. I always send out a little bag with my business card of the contents, so you have an understanding of all the medicines, the plant medicines that are in this rattle. I hope there's no rocks in there. There's no BBs. No, all of this comes from nature. The turtle gave itself for food, and now it gives itself to be rebirthed into this rattle. This rattle is sealed with deer hide. It's not leather, so it's not soft and muffled sound. It's a hardened sound. So $165. What a beautiful rattle that is. You see the turquoise here? I hope. All right. So that is number 8 on the list, $165. The second rattle, this is a beautiful rattle. There are people who wanted this. Everybody told me that they wanted this rattle. Oh, look at that. This is made with a deer leg bone. And this here is where the marrow goes, where the marrow lives within our bones and the animal bone, the mammal bones. And this has bobcat fur. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Bobcat fur. And this is symbolic of the sun, the moon, the stars, the 4 directions, the universal energy. Look at that. Look at that. This is $195. This is made with deer. This is $195. Shipping, like I said, is about $8 to $12. And I would guess more about $8 or around there. I want to be truthful about that, but that's what it is, I think. Anyways, if you would like to purchase this rattle, $195 plus, let's say $12 shipping. If it's more than that, I'll eat it. All right? Anyways, so if you want that rattle is number 9. Yeah, and it's inlaid with turquoise. So there you go. All right, so this is going awfully quick today. So I just shipped a rattle that I was working on, and you folks saw it over the last few weeks, over the last month. The last 2 shows I showed it. It was a turquoise rattle. I was painting it and working it. I wanted it to have enough coats on it, so if it got scratched, you didn't see the gourd come up from underneath. You know how that goes. So it's turquoise, and I put a lot of coats. Well, I finally painted it. It was purchased by Wendy Becker in New River, Arizona, and I painted it, and I called it the 4 Directions Rattle, Direction of the East, because she's sending it for her friend's birthday who lives in Asheville, North Carolina. And that is where the sun rises over the Smoky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains, and it's just in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place to be. I lived in a place called Morristown, Tennessee. My friend Lynn lives in Asheville, and she lived in Whittier, North Carolina, which is not too far from Asheville. And it's a beautiful place, part of the country. So I painted the top of the rattle with a beautiful sun, just bright, brilliant yellow. And Wendy loved it, and she's shipping it off this week to her, so for her friend's birthday. So that one's gone. But I have these. I painted these the color of the medicine wheel, red, black. And I'm going to be painting and adorning them. They're not going to just be plain. They're going, unless that's what you want, they're going to be in the way that the guides asked me to paint them. These are gourd rattles. And what you need to know about the gourd, you hear that muffled sound? As you use it to clear the static energy, your stinking thinking, which people think is in your brain. Your brain doesn't think. Your brain does what the mind tells it to do. The mind lives out here with the soul. This is your brain. It is the transmission of your body which allows you to speak, see, move your fingers, and do all the things that you do. But because people have the misconception that this is where they think, this is where the escape is, this is where the monkey mind lives. In the brain, the membrane within the rattle, did you hear what I just said? The membrane, which holds the seeds together, because this is a gourd like a pumpkin or like a squash. Eventually, as you use it, the membrane gets pulverized and it loosens the seeds, and the sound of the rattle gets louder. So the sound of the rattle removes the monkey mind. It clears the stinking thinking. It brings you into center. It brings you into balance. I hope you get the gist of it. This is a red one. These are $40. I hope, and they'll be painted in a different way the next time you see them. But I also have two others. A yellow one. This is a yellow one. In fact, this looks like a squash, right? And then I have this one. This I used a stain on, which I last year when I was chronically ill. I mean, nobody knew it except for me, and I didn't tell anybody. I was painting I painted a staff. I created a staff. I painted some chairs. I was working with my hands to heal my body, and I was making drums through that time. I was doing all kinds of stuff. But this stain I bought, and this stain, look at that. It looks like the night sky. Purple and blue like the night sky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a crescent moon on the end of it, and then I'm going to put specks around it for the stars. So this is going to be about the darkness, the nighttime, the moon, the grandmother moon. The grandmother moon energy, the divine feminine energy, the emotion within us. And this is going to be $40, or this might be a little bit more expensive. Now, I'll sell it at $40. I'm going to leave it like that. But isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that beautiful? It's not really loud right now, but the more you use it, the more the membrane is pulverized. The membrane is pulverized. And you get the medicine that you need. Your clients will get the medicine that you need. When you come to see me before any event, before I put my hands on you as a healer, I am rattling over you to clear your static energy. So those are $40, and those are the rattles, the gourd rattles, and those are 100% organic. Those are grown here in Verde Valley, in Camp Verde and Cornville and the surrounding area. Anyways, so those are the gourd rattles. The next drum is an 11-inch deer hide drum. This drum I just birthed. No, this is not true. I just skipped over 2 drums. So this is drum number 5. This drum was just birthed last week. Hold on a sec, This drum was birthed on the 15th. And this is an elk hide drum, 15-inch. I made that handle a little bit different because I wanted to make a flatter handle for a woman's hand with longer fingers, that they want to be comfortable holding the hand, because sometimes the handle or the drum, sometimes it's just too fat. You know, like the buffalo hide drums are a little thicker handle because buffalo hide is a little thicker, but the elk is a little thinner and the deer is even thinner. So I wanted you to be comfortable. It's got a nice little pad. Look at that. This is the way it's tied. Beautiful coloring. And he is a elk hide drum. Sustainability, longevity, going for the long term, the long ride, not shortchanging yourself or cheating yourself. She's a beautiful sounding drum. $450 with shipping, if I ship it to you. If you come to me, we may have a conversation about that, but I don't know yet. See what the guides tell me. But mallet is separate, $35. Inlaid turquoise mallet, $75. All right, so that was drum, and I apologize for getting out of order because I don't like being out of order. That was drum number 5. Drum number 6 is also an elk hide drum. See how much darker this is? I think that was a bleached hide. I don't like to use bleach hides. I want the medicine to be as natural as possible. So this is an elk hide 15-inch drum, and this drum was birthed on 6/23/20. Look at how beautiful that's tied. That's braided. I have an ex-girlfriend. I have a lot of ex-girlfriends. I have an ex-girlfriend who said to me one day, "Where did you learn how to braid?" I'm like, "I don't know how to braid." And I was doing this. She says, "Well, that's what you're doing." I'm like, "Oh." you see, Americans have to give things a name. I don't have to call it anything. I don't have to, that's called taking ownership. That's being in the material world. When you give something title or a name, you then become caught up in the material, the Mayic energy. This is just time for me. I call it I don't know what to call it. But this is an elk hide drum. Look how gorgeous that is. You see the spine on the drum. Beautiful resonance. Hey, 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 hey. And this drum, I believe, also has rose petals underneath the hide. Not too many of the drums that I make have that, but when it's called, I'm going to let you know that that's there. This drum is $450. It's elk, and that is drum number 6 on the list. So we're actually almost done. I didn't put these on the list, but I'm going to show these to you anyways. These are the mallets that I make. They come in different sizes, right? These are made out of yucca or agave plants. And this is a beautiful, beautiful wood. Look at this one. It comes in different colors depending on how long it's been in the sun, in the rain. Sometimes this black is what is actually mold from the humidity. And I sand that and I work the wood, and look how beautiful that comes out. And here's another one. See, they all look different. They all look different. So those are $35. If I inlay a mallet for you, it's going to be $75. And that is how that goes. This drum, this is drum number 11. And drum number 11 is a 15-inch deer hide drum that I just made. I just rebirthed this on 7/15 with that elk drum that I just showed you. And she's gorgeous. Look at that. How beautiful she is. All right? Small handle. Smaller than most. The deer handles are usually pretty small. But she's got a beautiful resonance, deep resonance. So if you'd like to have her, it's $450 with shipping. Mallet's $35, and if you want an inlaid mallet with turquoise, that's $75. That's a beautiful drum, and that's deer drum number 11. The gateway. So the next drum is I showed you that drum on the floor that I rebirthed, and that drum came from Window Rock, Arizona. I acquired it at the National Navajo Museum. I was there for the Gathering of Healers last year. And that drum had a hide on it that was just in really bad shape. And I repaired the frame because the frame was really messed up. I repaired the frame. I painted the frame with beautiful turquoise and the markings for the 4 directions, the yellow, the red, the black, the white. And the hide I trimmed. And the hide for that drum was... This hide right here came from that drum, and it was originally on my horse medicine, and it tore. And I had to cut it down and put it on another drum, and I put it on this octagon-shaped drum. Look how beautiful that's tied. This was birthed on 5/29/20, or I should say, rebirthed. So this hide probably about 60 or 70 years old. The other side of the drum that I made a 20-inch drum went to a beautiful woman from Norway. So that 20-inch drum, the sister hide to this, is living in Norway and has been since October, since she purchased it. But isn't that a beautiful sound? turquoise underneath the hide in the place of the 4 directions. They asked me to do it, so I did that. This drum is $450. That includes shipping. Oh. And that is drum number 12. The next drum is also a deer drum. I have a lot of deer drums right now. Better to have a deer drum than doldrums. Anyways, this drum was birthed on, this was birthed on 5/28 May. Look at the way that's tied. Isn't that amazing? That's beautiful. And she's got a beautiful low resonance. She's deer. It's deer medicine. And you can see though the plant medicine from the water that's underneath the hide. I don't clean that off. That becomes a part of the drum. Those energies from all the plants that go in and the tobaccos that go into the sacred water go into the drum as well. Nothing is removed. The way it comes out of the hide comes out of the water and onto the tree is the way that it stays. There's no cleaning and wiping. You'll see specks, like this has specks, and all those specks are from tobaccos that stained the hide, which is part of the medicine, earth medicine. No, it's part of the offering. So this drum is drum number 13. It's deer, and this is $450. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. All right. So we're coming to the last 2 drums, and this next drum is pretty special. This next drum was birthed on 6/24/20. This is cool. This is a 14-inch deer hide drum. This has roses all the way around at the place of the 16 ties. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. This, look at the way that it's tied. It's braided, and there's a crystal quartz tied into the handle of the drum. It is the handle of the drum. And she's got a beautiful deep resonance. If you would like to own this drum, this is $400. This includes shipping, doesn't include the mallet, but look how beautiful that coloring is. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So if you'd like to have this drum is special. Somebody from Las Vegas said they wanted the drum, never showed up. I don't know what to tell you. Can't help you with that. So this is drum number 14. It's a 14-inch drum. It's a deer hide drum with the crystal handle and the flowers, a high vibrational rosebuds within the drum itself. I hope. So this is the last drum, and this is a 15-inch buffalo. She's got a deep, deep resonance, and she's beautiful. Look at that. And she was birthed on, I can't see where she was birthed on. Oh, she was birthed on 6/23/20, and look at the way she's tied. Look how gorgeous that handle is. Look how gorgeous that is, and how thick that hide is. That is thick hide. Sometimes the buffalo's hides are really thick, and every now and then you need a thin one. But boy, that works my hands when I have to make a drum with a thicker hide. It's actually kind of tiring. I have to take a nap when I'm done making these medicines. This is a 15-inch drum. That weird vibration is, I have a tag inside for the drum. So that's what that was. So she is 15 inches. She's buffalo. This is divine feminine medicine. Buffalo calf woman. And this is $450 with shipping. So that actually concludes our show for the day. And I want to invite you to, if you have questions, to reach out to me. 818-442-1717 or walkingcrow@sacreddrummedicine.com. And or Anthony at sacreddrummedicine.com. But please reach out if you have questions. If you'd like to purchase a drum, reach out to me. If you would like to come to Sedona and do an individual birthing of a drum with me, so you learn, so we go through the ceremony, we create the sacred water, we do all these things. It's $444. You will go home with a 15-inch drum with the height of your choice. Not the bear, though. The bear is more expensive, so that's actually going to be $500 if you get a 15-inch bear hide drum, because that's really bear, because it's not really readily available. It's a little bit more expensive, so you need to know that. If you would like to bring a group to Sedona and come to Sedona and have that experience with me, you can do that. We limit the group to 5 people. 5. You can bring that group, and it's $444 each, and you make your own drum. You get the mallet. And we will be making buffalo hide on that, because what I like to do is I like to take away the envy or the jealousy if somebody is looking at somebody else's drum. So it's 5 15-inch drums, all buffalo. And that's purposeful because I want to take away any reason for jealousy or envy. For the materialism. Because it's about the medicine, not about your envy, not about your material. So, $444. Let's see, what else? If you would like me to come to you and do a medicine birthings there, if you would like to host me to do that, we can do that. And if I come to your home and you have a group that wants to do that, then it's $444 for each 5 of the people. There's a 6th person, which is going to be you, the host. Your drum is then free. Well, it's not free because you're hosting in your home. And hosting me is included with regard to being in your home or place to stay and that sort of thing. Okay? But if I have to travel like more than 500 miles, that's a different story. Anyway, so Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. I'm going to blow, I already smudged. I'm going to blow a little tobacco smoke for your intention of having a beautiful, loving day, and my intention of having that same kind of day for you and for me, and sending out loving energies to all that need them, all that don't need them, all that don't even know they want them. Aho. Aho. Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine, asking you to have a beautiful, 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 and blessed day. Have a great day.